everybody? It's a Dead Time Radio show. We're back. We're back, and we're better than ever.
Yes.
Hey, we have cool stuff going on. We're actually going to attempt to do video this season. I'm trying to work on the green screen thing, and it looks like shit. But hey, it's all good.
Thanks for watching.
That's just the way it is with me. I'll fix it until it's fucking perfect, and you'll think I'm on another planet. Hey, speaking of planets, hi Don.
Hey, how are you?
Don is not a planet.
I'm my own planet. I have my own orbits.
But it's the planetary day today because we're going to talk about one of my favorite things to fuck around with.
No, it's
because
not.
These people drive me up a
This is a trigger word for you. This is not your... If you talk anything about this topic.
Are you suffering from conspiracy constipation? Well, today we're going to help you release that constipation with a plethora of conspiracy theories by our very own flat earthers. Fucking love them.
Here we go.
Love them so much. Okay, I'm not gonna be nice.
He's
Fuck
not
that.
gonna be nice. That's the way. That's
so we did some searching around, looking at some stuff, and I found some really cool YouTube videos. So I figured we'd play them and listen to what these people have to say. So I set it up to where first we're gonna hear what the flat earthers believe, because I don't think everybody believes it. Now there's another one that I have to show you, Don, that I saw this video at work the other night, and I am glad that it's on the little list because I'm going to click on it. You are going to fucking love it.
Okay.
It's basically the flat earthers in New Zealand.
Okay.
But the thumbnail, you see that lady there? Mm-hmm. She is batshit crazy.
Okay.
Oh my god, it's beautiful.
Is she a channeler too?
No, but
she looks like a channeler.
Is a fucking basket case.
Nice.
And she's got that thick New Zealand accent, so she sounds even more crazy.
Nice.
So I hope everybody's going to enjoy this journey today. It should be fun and exciting to hear about the flat earth fucks. So shall we just dive in?
Some of our listeners may be flat earthers.
I don't give a fuck. If they're listening, let me tell you something. The earth is not flat. It's round. Round. See, let me just start off by saying most of the flat earthers think that the earth is the only thing that's flat. Everything else in the universe is a globe. Does that make any fucking sense to you?
No, it doesn't.
Well, we're going to have some special comments. Oh, there's Mara.
Hi,
we're going to have some special comments from Mr. deGrasse Tyson because that's Dawn's little crush, her little man crush.
I love him.
She loves him.
I do.
But, you know, it is what it is. So here we go. Here's the first video.
You may have heard about the flat earth theory in the last few days because of rapper B.O.B. and his beef with noted astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson. B.O.B.
Okay, first off, so we've already got a rapper, which is the stupidest music in the world anyway.
That's how you really feel.
And he's going to say that the earth is flat. Well, that's education is what that is. Education. He's a good rap star, but he obviously was not awake during science class.
He declared to his Twitter followers that he believes the planet Earth is actually flat and that all the nations of the world have joined together in a massive conspiracy to cover up this fact.
All right. I got to stop right there because I'm going to tell you now, there is no fucking way every country that's in the United Nations could keep that big of a secret.
That the Earth is flat?
Yes, ever. They can't keep secrets worth shit.
How are they explaining what you see from the space station?
Well, that's
like orbits.
I know. There's actual video proof that the world is round, and these people are. Oh my god.
It's the curve of the, like you tell me when there's when you see a ghost when you see a ghost on the camera, you're like, oh no, that's the light refraction off of the lens of the thing.
Well, that is light refraction.
So that's
when
what
you
I'm just
see
telling
orbs. But that's scientific, and I can scientifically prove that. Just like you can scientifically prove the world is round. There are ghosts.
But the curve of the lens is why the Earth looks like it's curved.
No. No. You're not telling me you're a flat earther.
No, not a flat earther. I'm just giving you shit.
I will fight
you. It's so easy.
I will fight you. Because I get so annoyed at this. It's like ignorance.
It's so easy to annoy you that.
Ignorance.
Just bring up flat earthers around Billy. And this is our season 5, episode 1.
Yes.
They believe the Earth is a flat disk which looks like this. The North Pole is at the center, with Antarctica forming an ice wall around the outer edges of the disk. This is why flat earthers believe the 1961 Antarctic Treaty was agreed upon by all the world's nations, so no one could reach the edge of the disk. They believe that this is the reason the UN uses this as their symbol. There is also a dome-like...
Are you fucking kidding me right now? They think that UN flag is designating big secret that the Earth is flat?
It shows you, Billy.
Holy fuck, these people are stupid.
It shows you.
These people, oh my god. Alright, let's continue.
Barrier called the firmament, which surrounds the disk. This is an impenetrable...
Okay, the firmament was something that they used to say in like the fucking 1300s. Okay, when they did think the Earth was flat for real. And then like people like Magellan and Galileo and fucking Columbus, they all proved that it wasn't flat.
Yeah. I have a question.
I might have an answer that matches.
Why is there ice in the middle of it?
Well, that's the thing.
If it's flat,
the North Pole is the ice.
But why?
And then
where's the sun?
Antarctica is a big mountain.
Where's the sun?
They're gonna get to that.
But
the sun is actually just a light. It's like a giant lamp.
It goes around?
It's a lamp that goes around.
I'm learning things today, guys.
The sun and the moon.
I'm learning things. Where's the sun?
A barrier that keeps the atmosphere intact. Flat earthers do not believe we have ever passed this barrier. According to flat earth theory, gravity does not exist. Instead, they believe in the universal acceleration, believing that all celestial bodies are accelerating upward at a rate of 9.8 meters per second.
Okay, so that's gravity.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see my face. Yeah.
Which actually gravity pulls, it doesn't go up.
So
they're saying that gravity's pushing everything away.
So why do things fall on your feet?
If gravity were pushing everything away, then why is it like when you see that comet that got destroyed by Jupiter, it was getting pulled into Jupiter, not away from Jupiter? These people are fucking stupid.
Square. They also believe that Earth is not actually spinning and provide counter evidence to disprove the rotation of the planet, such as the fact that clouds in the atmosphere are not moving at the rate of 1,000 miles per hour, the rate of the Earth's rotation. Flat earthers believe that when Copernicus theorized that the Earth moved around the sun, all of the world's religions decided to accept his theories, and rather than risk being questions, the world's religions have a vested interest in furthering the Earth globe idea.
Okay. So Copernicus uses scientific method to show that the Earth rotates around the sun, and got in trouble for that, if you remember. But now they're saying that all the world's religions accepted that? No, actually they didn't. There were quite a few people that went to prison and were tortured for these whole things back then because it was heresy from the church.
In turn, flat earthers believe that all imagery from the space program has been faked. Some of the most common pieces of evidence are the lack of direct commercial flights between two cities within the southern hemisphere. Unfortunately.
What? Because two fucking cities don't have direct flights, the Earth is flat?
That is the airport. I don't understand.
And we are talking to you, B.O.B. All of these theories don't explain why a ship disappears over the horizon, bottom first.
So that's where all the shit
Is this a joke?
Lost.
Oh, it was beautiful. That was beautiful. And now we're going to go to this one. Yeah, I got to play this one. I've been waiting all fucking week to show you this
I thought
one.
you were talking about that lady. Okay.
This lady right here.
Okay.
This is beautiful.
I'm waiting.
Oh, YouTube is a gift that just keeps giving.
The final frontier.
Outer space.
Ultimate conspiracy
Fucking
theory.
love Kiwis.
Flat Earth.
It.
Grown,
I like
can hear
it.
You. This online community claims that 2,000 years of scientific consensus that we live on a globe is a lie, and that the Earth is flat. Why do they think this, and how can they prove it? I wanted answers, so I spoke to one of the leaders of the New Zealand Flat Earth movement, Adrian.
Now, let me preface, I don't know if this is a skit or not.
Oh, okay, I got
Because
you.
this guy is really funny in this.
Okay.
Okay? But if it's not a skit and this lady's for reals, she's up there with our next show, which is going to be wonderful as well. So you guys should stick around. These first two shows are going to be like bombastic sons of bitches.
Morrison.
So what is the flat earth?
Flat earther means that you do not believe that we live on a spinning giant ball of water, that it's actually physically impossible.
Do you believe 100% that flat earth is true?
Absolutely 100%.
What you're sitting on here, if true, is one of the greatest breakthroughs in scientific history.
It's not a breakthrough. It's.
Well, it is, because most people don't believe it.
No, it's just realising that because you're brainwashed.
They're brainwashed!
She, the crazy bitch, is telling he, the man of science, that he's brainwashed.
You're brainwashed.
Dude, that was funny as fuck.
Look at her face. Her face.
Dude. Oh my
You're
god,
brainwashed.
that's it, dude. Look at, she is a fucking fanatic.
People are losing their whole lives over this for speaking out.
Are you in danger for speaking out on this show?
I could possibly be.
Do you have a gun?
No, crossbow is the best.
Why is crossbow the best?
Because it's silent.
That's the most terrifying shit I've ever heard in my life.
What'd you say?
The crossbow is the best because it's silent.
Oh. She's crazy.
Yes.
That is terrifying.
I fucking love this video.
That is terrifying,
It
Billy.
gets better. You guys, this shit is fucking hilarious.
Terrified. You know, being
I will
terrified
be.
is part of your human nature. But that doesn't bother me because the truth is more important than my life.
It's just such a big conspiracy that I
It's
can't...
not a conspiracy theory at all. It's fact.
Yeah, okay.
It's not a conspiracy theory at all. It's faked.
It's faked. How does she, what is her reason, how did she know it's fact? What?
Okay. You saying it's fact and you say you've got proof. Where's the proof?
If you could see the whole Earth, which you can't because of atmospheric
Well,
conditions
NASA
and
claims
clouds,
they've got photos.
They got nothing else but Photoshop, CGI, and paintings.
But do you have photos?
Now she's gonna say that at least 7 times in this fucking interview.
Photoshop and
Photoshop, CGI, and paintings.
Seven CGI and paintings? I feel like you guys don't even have that. Am I doing a bad job of the interview and I'm saying anything you don't want to hear?
No.
Okay,
Stop
good.
overthinking it.
Oh, sorry. Well,
Okay, just let me be me.
Okay, I'll let you be you. Where do you get this confidence from?
Because we've got the evidence and the proof and everything.
But the other side says they've got the evidence and the proof as well.
Well, we're challenging them to find the curve.
They're challenging you to find the flat.
No, it's our question. They're the ones that says they're going into space. This doesn't make sense, and it's not right that people are being lied to and deceived just because they're evil and rich.
You're right. It is not right that you are lying and deceiving people because you're a fucking moron and you're a crazy bitch. But I'd bang her because she's crazy.
But who is deceiving us? Who is lying to us?
Follow the money right back.
How do I
See,
follow the money?
You gotta realise that $52 million a day is given to these liars for Photoshop paintings and CGI.
There you go. There's
Well,
two.
there's children starving in
We're gonna
Africa.
okay, we're doing a shot, okay? We're
CGI! Photoshop paintings and CGI!
No curvature, that's what we're saying.
She's gonna fucking have an aneurysm. How does he keep a straight face?
I'm living in the
No, you
darkness.
are not an idiot. Instead of ravaging on, how about I take you outside right now and absolutely prove to you
This is
that the
beautiful.
moon is not a spherical solid ball.
I'm excited. Let's do it.
Excited? Let's go.
Let's do it. Okay, shit.
She's gonna prove it in the daytime.
Damn.
What do you mean, damn?
It's behind the clouds.
Isn't that convenient?
Sometimes you see the whole moon. You're saying that no one can answer this question, because I'm sure a scientist could quickly answer that question.
I'm still questioning the moon. We've got a
Are you a scientist?
Yes. I have a 4-year degree in flat earth education.
From where?
From myself.
You gave it to yourself.
She taught herself and gave herself a degree. If it were that easy, I would be a motherfucking physicist right
we
now.
are physicists. We are physicists.
I love this shit, dude.
Look up every day in the sky. There's certain days where the sun and the moon will be very close together.
Just don't look at the sun, because that will hurt your eyes, but look at the moon.
Well, that's another thing they tell us it's crap. We photosynthesize through our eyes. Nothing wrong with looking at the sun.
I dare you to look at the sun right now.
I'm looking at the sun.
No, don't do it. I just don't know if I can trust you. How do I trust you and not the people who are indoctrinating me?
Well, why don't you believe in me as a human being? I want to be believed in.
I wanted to believe in Adrian, but due to clouds, I wasn't convinced. So I agreed to come to Fexpo.
I love it. Due to clouds. So now he's going to Fexpo, the Flat Earth Expo.
They have an expo?
Yes, they have expos from around the globe.
Flat Earth conference she was organising, featuring the star of the
She
recent Netflix
organised
Flat Earth
it.
documentary, Mark Sargent.
Now this guy
was the biggest Flat Earth Expo in New Zealand history.
Now this guy, Mark Sargent, is actually a very prominent person in this. He's like a well-known famous guy
The guy he's
about
interviewing
this
right
Flat
now.
Earth shit. And he actually does a little interview with him. These people, I don't know what, I don't know what's wrong with them.
Are you here for the Flat Earth Convention?
Hello, yeah, no, field hockey, mate. That's where it's at.
Oh, where's the Flat Earthers?
I'd gone to the wrong room. I'd ended up at the Flat Earth Expo. But 2 doors down, I was opened up to a world.
Now, in all honesty, I would have gone to the field hockey.
I would have
because
totally
there probably
done.
would have been a lot of hot chicks there. Field hockey. Guys don't play field hockey. It's a girl sport.
Of Flat Earth.
I don't know what's crazier, your Flat Earth t-shirt or your Warriors shorts. Probably the Warriors shorts, to be honest.
It's a wild ride supporting the Warriors.
So what are we on right now?
Earth.
Yeah, no, I get that. And what is it? What shape is it?
Flat with a dome over top with the sun, moon, and stars at the top. Yeah.
See, my cup of tea tells me it's flat, because when I drink my cup of tea, the water goes back to where it should on the cup of tea.
It's round like this, right?
It's round like this, right? And then it's got a dome.
When he tips his tea and then puts it back and it goes equilibrium
So
back
it's a
into the
container.
cup, that's
We're in
what
a
tells him
container.
that the earth is flat.
What's our container? I don't understand.
So if you took your water bottle and it's like this, ooh, you don't have it all tight. Jesus, Dawn.
I didn't know you were going to demonstrate.
Okay.
Over the keyboard.
Look at that. Okay. Look, and now this is why the earth is flat. What? I'm fucking changed man now. Oh my god.
It's sort of like
It's like a pizza. And so when you sail around the world, you're going into the salami, then you take a little turn to the chicken, and you carry on around a bit further to different,
Who the fuck puts salami on their pizza?
New Zealand.
Flat earthers.
Flat earthers.
Fucking
They're-
weirdos.
So they're not vegan. That my theory's
and the
blown
scriptures
out
say
of the
it's
water.
Scriptures.
Wait, you
Gotta go back
thought
to
you
the-
thought flat earthers were vegans?
Yeah, because it's a crazy idea.
Now,
So the percentage of vegans to the percentage of flat earthers, there has to be a similarity.
so if I were in a latrine taking a pee at the stall,
Oh, I did it.
I know that a vegan is going to stand next to me and tell me he's vegan while he's peeing when there's 7 other open stalls away from me. Will a flat earther come to the other side
Yes.
and pee and tell me that the earth is flat at the
Guaranteed.
same time? So now I've got one fucking dipshit on
Yep.
one side going, I only eat vegetables. And the other guy, the earth is flat because my tea said so.
In the moon.
And all I'm trying to do is take a piss.
Yes.
This is why I use stall.
Or they're the same
This is
person.
why I use the stall.
They're the
Close
same person.
Because, oh my god, I'm a flat earth vegan.
book created the firmament.
Here we go.
And the book I'm talking about is the Bible.
So it's in the Bible.
We can't be going back to the Bible, can we, for like our scientific reasoning?
Well, I'm not saying the Bible's scientific accurate. I'm saying I take the Bible as literal truth.
That sounds bad. What's all?
So he takes the Bible as literal truth. The Bible does not say the earth is flat. At all.
So confused. I don't follow their thought process.
I know, it's like an alien process. It's like these people do this shit just to be different, is the way I feel. I think they're just trying to be different and trying to rabble-rouse because they got nothing in their lives at all.
They're
nothing.
Rabble-rousers.
Rabble-rousers.
What sort of religion are you?
Well, I kind of got asked to leave. Yeah, so basically I'm on my own. I'm forming my own.
So he got kicked out of his own church.
Because I'm going to let you take my handouts, okay?
Okay, all right. Well,
So this man is making sure that his identity is safe. So they blurred him out during the interview.
That's Jimmy.
Fucking Jimmy. Oh.
pass your handout.
No, they're all in my bag, and I'm like,
Can we get one now or?
He's got
afterwards?
handouts in his
as I said,
bag.
they're in my bag. And
It's got it on his back.
Well, I can, but there's more than one thing in there.
He's got other things in his bag, like his
weed.
big fucking
Bong.
black rubber fist that he puts in his ass.
I was not going that route.
The more people I spoke to, the more skeptical and frustrated I became. It was unprofessional, but when the time came for my big interview with Mark Sargent, I just didn't give a fuck anymore.
You're one of the biggest dick swingers in the flat Earth game. So, no offence.
No, that's right.
And when I say no offence, it means you can't get offended by what I say next.
I won't.
This is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life, and your whole life is a lie.
I fucking love it.
Before, I became...
This would be my type of interview tactic. This is why I love this guy. He's flat out, dude. I love it. Fucking A. This is the dumbest shit I've ever heard of in my life.
That'd be our interview. What the fuck are you talking about?
Disprove it or debunk it.
But do you not think the reason you can't debunk it is because you're a fuckwit?
No, I'm a pretty clever problem solver.
How do you prove the Earth is flat?
By not finding the curve.
So flat Earth is not something you can prove. It's just something. It's just you can disprove the round globe.
Exactly.
That's bad. That sounds shoddy.
I don't make up these rules. It's lawyers' rules. The stars and the planets are just pretty little lights. Sun and the moon are just bigger lights.
Like what? Is it an LED display or something?
What is it? Probably a little better than that.
Okay, look, this is ridiculous. Okay.
So, what does lawyers' rules mean?
I don't know.
Like,
I'm
does
lost.
that okay? So, lawyers' rules means that whatever you debate and try to justify in the court of law will get you to win the case. So, like when a defense attorney who probably has somebody who murdered 7 people, but and he knows they murdered him, but he puts that reasonable doubt in the jury, that's lawyers' rules.
I got you. So if I make you think about it, then I've won.
So he is basically
he's planting seeds.
Persuaded you into thinking his way. This is what this fucking shyster's doing.
I mean, that's what they do, right?
Yeah, that's flat out lawyers' rule. Fuck you, dude.
Flat out
Sorry,
earthers.
I don't mean to belittle your views.
It's okay.
But fuck your views.
This can't even exist on its own.
I love
it needs
that.
a solar system, a sun, and a galaxy around that, a universe around that.
No one needs a fucking LED screen.
Dude, he just said, I don't have to
doesn't
play that
exist.
back because it's just like fucking beautiful. It's such a nice little backhanded fucking compliment.
Okay, look, this is ridiculous. Okay, sorry, I don't mean to belittle your views.
It's okay.
But fuck your views.
This can't even exist on its own. It needs a solar
I don't mean
system,
to
a sun,
belittle
and a
your
galaxy around
rules,
that,
but
a
fuck
universe
your
around that.
No one needs a fucking LED screen.
Don't take my word for it. Do your own research. Ask some questions.
So you were in a Netflix documentary.
Yep.
And how'd that go?
It went pretty well. We shot...
Bad. It went bad.
No, okay. I'm trying to put a positive spin on this.
Do you
It's
have
our
Netflix
biggest
still?
recruiting tool to date. In fact, a third of the 18 to 24s are on board with this. And they...
So dumb.
So, I gotta go back. A third of the 18 to 24-year-olds are on board with this theory.
That's our future.
Yes.
Spin on this. Turned out our biggest recruiting tool to date. In fact, a third of the 18 to 24s were on board with this. And they...
So dumb fucks.
Call it what you want.
It's a recruiting tool.
Yes.
Mark had one good point. It didn't matter what I said. The more negative publicity they got, the more the Flat Earth movement was growing. I had to stop them. I had to prove them wrong. But first, I had to thank Adrian for her lovely hospitality.
I don't know if I agree with everything you've said, Adrian.
Fair enough.
But I'm surprised that you put on such a good festival. So well done.
Thank you, Guy. We're having a dinner tonight. We're going to celebrate. I'm doing a few songs with the pianist.
We could collaborate on something.
We could do like a debate rappy thing.
This is beautiful.
Did they do it
now?
I've been told since I was a child that the Earth is round. I agree with the science and I love all the rules. And if you don't know that, you don't deserve to be in school.
It's horrible rapping, but
The Earth is flat. You see the horizon line. 360 degrees, just fine. And you can see that you can't, the moon.
she fucking
I
lost
had it there. Hold on, see.
She lost it. Because she doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about.
But she gets a lot of money for putting on these.
something rhyme with Earth.
Shit, bring it home strong, bring it home strong.
Something to rhyme with Earth. How about round?
That doesn't rhyme with Earth.
It doesn't fucking matter. That's what it is.
Well, you do something and I'll try and
Okay,
you do
okay,
another
okay,
thing.
okay.
Not too loud.
I'm coming at you with a round globe. And if you do not love that, then you are a snob.
To believe in science is a load of bull. To believe in that, you're just a lying fool.
Now, here's what I love it. She just says to believe in science, right? So she thinks that if you believe in science, you're a fucking idiot. But these are the same fucking people for the past 2 years that have said follow the science on a fucking pandemic that just happened. To make sure that we all wear masks and get little pokies.
But as soon as Russia takes over Ukraine, there's no
It magically
pandemic.
disappeared.
They're not talking about it at all.
So, how can you not follow the science and follow the science at the same time? These people are fucking morons. And they infuriate me. Because they're so stupid. When they open their mouth, all I want to do is be violent with them. I fucking hate them. Shall we continue?
Yes.
Learning and filling my mind with knowledge. Yeah, I love guns.
I can't do this anymore.
Did I win?
She can't do it anymore.
Yeah, you probably did.
I'd spent the day at a Flat Earth Expo and I was losing my mind. There was only one way to prove that the Earth was a globe. I had to do an experiment. But when I couldn't organise an actual scientist at short notice, I went on the background talent website and hired an actor to play a scientist.
Nice.
I guess.
Give me an example of a piece of information that you have.
Frogs can leap up to 2.5 meters.
Why would anyone need that information?
I think it's a good to know.
I was kind of hoping for more like science-based knowledge. So it says on your profile that you can do a Canadian accent as well?
Yeah.
So, come on
Brilliant
guys,
Canadian
we're going to go down to
accent.
the rink to play some pond hockey.
Come on, guys, let's go to the pond to play some ping pongies.
Have you heard any Canadian sound like that?
No. That sounds like your Ukraine
I
accent.
fucking love this shit, dude. Love it. This is the greatest fucking video ever.
Is that good for you?
No, pond. So that's your Canadian accent?
Yeah.
And it says here you can do a British accent as well?
Yeah.
Give me some of your British accent then, please.
Harry Potter.
That's really good stuff, man. That's really good stuff. Sunset, Piha Beach.
His British accent is Harry Potter. Your son does a better British
I know,
accent.
my
than him.
10-year-old.
You have a bottle of water.
What?
Oh my fucking god. I love this shit. It's fucking amazing.
With the help of Adrian, we formed one of the least qualified research groups that the world had ever seen. I've been studying the flat Earth now for about 2 months, and I'm not convinced. But everyone's told me to do my own research, and today I'm doing my own research. You proud of me?
Yes, I think so, and I'm happy that you've invited me out.
Ruben, would you like to elaborate what we're doing?
Yes, so basically what we're doing is we are watching the sun as it goes down. And then before it goes down, we're going to go up and we can see it. It is going and it's going
thank you, Ruben.
and you can see it.
Ruben, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Okay, sorry about this. The basic idea of the experiment is that when the sun goes below the horizon, we're going to move to a higher vantage point, and when we're up there, we should be able to see the sun again, which should hopefully prove the curvature of the Earth or the flatness of the Earth.
Well, we'll just have to see what happens.
All we had to do was wait. We were standing on the precipice of the biggest breakthrough in scientific history. Flat Earth expert Adrian, scientific impersonator Ruben, and Year 11 physics not achieved, Guy Williams. This was the moment the world had been waiting for. But moments before sunset, everything changed.
Ooh.
The sun has disappeared behind the clouds.
Yes.
That ruins our experiment.
Woo! I feel like I'm on top of Mount Everest.
I guess we'll never...
She feels like she's on top of Mount Everest at sea level. Oh
like
my
I'm
God.
not learning anything about what they believe.
No,
We're just
because
trying to,
they don't know what
do
they
they
fucking believe.
There's got to be somebody that's got some information that tries to explain what flat earthers believe in.
There's a few other videos I have here. I just had to show. I have to show this because this is fucking beautiful. This guy is hilarious, and he just lambastes them, and I love him for it. I love the fact that he called that guy a fuckwit. Because that's exactly what I would do.
Never know. We were devastated. There was nothing left to say.
At least we can be sure that the frog can jump 2.5 meters high.
If I learned anything about science over my time with Adrian, it was that sometimes clouds get in the way. Were they seeded by NASA to stop us discovering the truth?
Yep.
I guess we'll never know.
That was it.
Guy
That was
Williams,
set up.
New Zealand today.
They were fixing to uncover it,
I just have to give.
and NASA had to send
Is that what it is?
clouds.
And that's why Ukraine happened?
Yep.
Because the American on the International Space Station was about to blow the whole lid off.
Yep.
And so the Russians were like, oh, we need to invade Ukraine.
Have a distraction.
And then that's why we have almost $7 a gallon gas in some places.
Yep.
Because Putin. It's all Putin. Putin was probably the one that was going to reveal it. And that's why all the Russian sanctions are going on.
Or Ukraine, because you would invade somewhere where you didn't want them to talk. So it's not the Russians, it's the Ukrainians that had all the information.
It could be. So
who's this guy?
This guy is Professor Dave. And Professor Dave is going to...
Did he get his own degree from himself?
He probably did.
Yeah, okay.
But he's going to explain the 10 things that all flat earthers say.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Hey everyone, so some of you may be aware of my recent foray into the Flat Earth community, most notably with this lengthy response to the Globe Busters.
Now the cool thing is this guy not only will tell you what the flat earthers say, but then use scientific fact to prove everything they say is fucking wrong. I love it.
For about 2 months now, the comments section of that video has been a consistent hotbed of activity, with hundreds of flat earthers stopping by to share their opinions. For people who claim that globe-tards just repeat what they were told in school, you guys sure do all say the exact same things. And
So we're globe-tards.
Okay.
I don't just mean the same arguments. I mean the same things word for word, like they were copied and pasted from some manifesto. This is because you all watch the same ridiculous YouTube videos made by the same handful of con men, and you all quote them verbatim without applying a shred of critical thinking. So now that I am intimately familiar with your greatest hits, I just had to make one more video so that I could share the 10 things that all flat earthers say. If you're a regular person and you haven't seen my other 2 Flat Earth videos, you may want to check those out first for a little bit of context. But if you're a Flat Earther yourself, don't bother. I'll be speaking directly to you throughout this video. Let's begin. Number 1. One extremely problematic side effect of taking the globe and flattening it out into a plane is that gravity makes no sense, and there is no reason for things to fall to the ground. All objects accelerate towards the ground at 9.8 meters per second squared. That's an indisputable fact. And it is also an indisputable fact that any acceleration requires a force to produce it. This is how cars drive, planes fly, people walk, cats jump. It's how literally all motion works.
It's how you take a poop.
And it doesn't fall back into your butthole.
Right. It falls into the water, and the water splashes up on your butt.
But if we were accelerating up,
then you would
fall
poop
into
out of your
butt.
mouth.
That's not. You're still gonna poop out of your butt.
I saw the South Park episode.
No, that was.
You put it up your butt, you poop out your mouth.
No, that's not how that works.
That's how it works.
No.
It does.
That's a cartoon.
Even charlatans like the Globe Busters accept at least this much, which is why they go off on their rants about magnetic magic, as you may have seen in my previous video. But quite comically, most flat earthers don't even do this. Most of you address this problem by simply listing 2 words.
Density and buoyancy.
It has to be buoyant. There has to be like fluid or water.
Right. That's why ships float.
Yeah.
Because there's air in the body of the ship.
H2O, yeah,
and
it's
the buoyancy
2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen.
of the air creates pressure on the water,
right,
which lets it float. When you put water into that cavity of the ship will sink because
Correct.
gravity will pull it down.
Because you've evened it out.
Right. So it doesn't matter how dense the ship is. If there's an air pocket in it, it will float. That's
Right.
why these gigantic steel fucking tankers
Right.
can float with tons and tons of shit on them. So, yeah. See, these are basic things you and I learned in fucking elementary school science.
Density and buoyancy. Well, I hate to break it to you guys, but these are not forces.
No, they are not.
Forces are vectors. They have a magnitude, which means a numerical amount, and a direction, which means they have to point somewhere. Density is simply mass per unit volume, or how much matter sits in a particular space. It doesn't point anywhere. And buoyancy is simply a measurement of an object's tendency to float. So allow me to repeat, these are not forces.
Fucking love
This
it.
is trivial to prove. You say that objects fall down because they are more dense than the air below them. Why down? Why not up? Or sideways? When you let go of a ball, there is air all around it. How does it know to fall down? Also, objects fall down when they are in a vacuum, which means there is no air below them. What's happening there? Face the facts. Things accelerate down towards the ground because of a downward force.
Also known as
force
gravity.
Is gravity, which pulls everything towards the center of the Earth, which is its center of mass. Denser things displace less dense things because gravity exists. More mass means a greater gravitational attraction. This is clearly why things that are less dense than water float on water. Again, because gravity exists.
Now, think about it too. Another thing that they say about things that are falling towards the center of the Earth, every object has its own equilibrium. So, like, if you were to take a balloon and fill it, like, with half with regular air and half with helium, it would not float up much anymore. It would actually float right there, and it wouldn't fall, and it wouldn't float up any higher because it's reached its equilibrium right in that spot. And that's what these fucking people need to realize. They're dumb!
Rocks are pulled down harder than water, which is pulled down harder than air. Some of your more popular retorts to this include wondering how oceans stay on the earth while birds and insects can fly. It's because birds and insects have wings. They flap them and generate an upward force.
It's called
lift. If that
lift.
force exceeds the gravitational force, they go up. Oceans can't do this because oceans don't have wings. Individual water molecules can evaporate and go up into the sky because they are so tiny. But when they get up to where it is colder and accumulate into clouds, they eventually condense back into liquid water.
And fall.
Guess what happens? They fall back down as rain. Hopefully you are familiar with rain. As for planes and other macroscopic objects, again, they go up only when a force is applied. When you throw a ball up into the sky, the force imparted on the ball by your arm is greater than the gravitational force. But as soon as it leaves your hand, no more force is being applied, and only the gravitational force is acting upon the ball. So that velocity gets smaller and smaller, hits zero, at which point it starts to fall, and it falls faster and faster until it hits.
And that's called terminal velocity.
Yeah. Like if
See-
you're falling out of the sky, out of
Right.
a plane, you are only going to go so fast.
This
That's
is
terminal velocity.
basic physics.
Yeah, yep. Where's Neil?
Neil's coming up. I promise.
The ground. Gravity. Gravity exists. Period. Saying it is just a theory does nothing but display that you have no idea what a theory is.
Gravity is a law, not a theory. The laws of gravity, not the
Right.
theories of gravity. It's just like the laws of physics.
Okay, so what they have is just a hypothesis. There's
They
no
don't even
theory
have that.
Right. Well, hypothesis is just a thought that
Right.
you think
It's a
you're
scientific
trying-
theory.
Right. No, theory is
Theory
after
and-
you have some evidence. There's no evidence, so it's just a hypothesis.
No, because they're trying to say they have evidence.
But there's no evidence.
They're trying to use the whole curvature as their biggest thing to basically debunk the curvature of the Earth, which even the fucking Greeks, back before there was even physics, figured out that the Earth had a curvature.
So when you go to the horizon, you continue to see over the horizon.
What? Right.
So that
is
means
what they're saying, that you're seeing all the way across because it's flat. But that if that were the case,
You would
then
see
a ship
everything.
would never disappear.
Right,
And
exactly.
you would never see the, because it looks like it goes down
Right.
when it disappears over the horizon.
So you would be able to see it until
You'd
infinity.
be able to see it until as far as
Till
the
it
eye
got
could
where it
see.
was going.
Right.
Yeah.
Stop repeating what you hear on Flat Earth videos and catch up to the 17th century. Number 2, flat earthers all say, I shouldn't see this thing, but I do, so the earth is flat. Then to justify this claim, you all say the same thing, typically with no context whatsoever. 8 inches per mile squared. None of you have any idea what this means. You can't derive it. You can't calculate anything with it. You can't make a prediction with it. You can't tell me anything about this
I don't even
value
know
at
what
all.
that is.
When I point this out to you, you get very angry, and instead of answering simple questions, you just link me to a bunch of videos made by con men.
So they're trying to bring
That's
out a
how far you
whole
see.
new scientific formula.
The
that
reason why
no-
you see things
Yeah,
at the
that
end of
nobody
the horizon.
fucking has an idea what they're talking about.
8 inches per mile squared. Okay. I'm trying to follow this.
Well, I'm sorry, friends. Those people are doing incorrect math, or lying, or both, and they are counting on the fact that you won't do any math at all to check up on them. 8 inches per mile squared is not a valid way to measure Earth's curvature. If you understood math, you would immediately see that this squared on miles is totally out of place. That's because this is a parabolic approximation. This is for doing
So they're
calculations
using
with
parabolas.
a parabola. It's possible that you remember this shape from middle school algebra, but I wouldn't be surprised if you don't. As you can see, the Earth is not shaped like this. So where does it come from, and why do people use it? It comes from the Flat Earth Bible, Zetetic
They have a
astronomy,
Bible?
and Flat Earth priests use it
Billy.
because they know it's not
We
accurate.
got to get this Bible.
Zetetic.
Okay, where's my pen? I got to write this down.
I'll rewind it so we can. Zetetic astronomy.
Let's take a screenshot. Zetetic astronomy.
It was written in 1881. This is the Flat Earth Bible. If you want to know all about the Flat Earthers, this is the book.
Astronomy, 1881.
Zetetic
the
Astronomy.
Flat Earth Bible.
Oh my goodness.
You probably just Googled Flat Earth Bible and ordered it on Amazon.
You probably could.
And Flat Earth priests use it because they know it's not accurate. It gives them incorrect values that they can use to claim that they shouldn't be able to see something when in fact they totally should. There are dozens of videos on YouTube demonstrating this, several of which reference the actual formula that actually describes Earth's curvature, which as you can see requires trigonometry. Stop blindly repeating what you hear on Flat Earth videos and learn some basic math so that you can do these calculations for yourself.
All right.
All right. This is long, so I'm going to go to something different. But this is beautiful. If you guys want to watch the rest of what Professor Dave says, it's the 10 things that all Flat Earthers say. Now, I want to listen to Mr. Even though he's not my favorite, he is Don's favorite. So I have to put it on here. Let's put debunked. Because he's a smart man. He's a very smart man. So
what about your guy that's the cosmic guy? Does he have anything to say about... Yeah, we need to do Michio
I'm sure he does.
after we do Neil.
I'm sure he does. This is a good one here. Neil is a great...
So tell me, Neil.
I love Neil.
Is the Earth flat?
Star Talk.
We have video from space of the rotating spherical Earth. The Earth is round.
Thank you for joining us on this episode.
Done.
I mean, no, it's CGI. Remember, that's what the New Zealander
said.
That's what's obvious. There are
he said it.
who think Earth is flat.
Right.
But recognize that the moon is round. Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and the sun are all spheres. But Earth is flat. That's not, something doesn't square.
Something doesn't jive, right?
Okay. Plus, in my latest book, ooh, did I just plug my-
Wait, your latest book is called Astrophysics for People in a Hurry. What? We just happen to have a copy right here.
No, it just happens to me. I swear we didn't plant the book. I have an entire chapter titled On Being Round. And it's an exploration of how all the laws of physics and the accounting of energy as processes unfold in the universe, how that conspire to make things round.
So it favors the sphere.
Favors a sphere, yes.
Right.
And if something's not a sphere, it's a little bit flattened, you can ask what flattened it, and you find out, oh, it's rotating real fast.
Right.
So then it gets a little flattened because of that.
Right.
And so almost everything in the universe is either spheres or slight distortions of a sphere for some other thing that's happening to it. I mean, we can just see how the universe favors spheres.
So it's nature.
Right.
Basically,
nature.
the universe.
In all
See, isn't that's like the most beautiful thing to say, that the universe favors spheres. And it's true, because even when you talk about gravity, okay, you've got these gigantic suns, these stars, they have a massive gravity, and that's what keeps the other spheres around it being pulled in. And if you look at like Einstein's theory of gravity, it makes a dip in the fabric of space, and basically everything kind of falls into that dip and orbits around the larger mass. That's why their planets have moons. If it were flat, there'd be no gravity. There'd be no force for those things to be around like that.
Right.
So their whole way of shutting it down is to say, well, that's because it's just a giant dome over the fucking flat Earth, and all that's been painted on. So the sky is a big giant painting of lights. The sun, the moon, everything. And the firmament is what turns around. So that rotates over the...
Like a snow globe.
Yeah.
fairness to the people who want a flat Earth.
Yes, let's be fair to those people.
Okay? In Columbus's day, there was surely a flat Earth contingent. Okay?
Yes.
Right.
Columbus predates the era of experimental checking of any idea you might have.
Not a lot of peer-reviewed studies back in the day.
Back in the day. Back in the day.
Kind of just like...
You just say whatever you felt.
You know what? I believe that elephant poop will cure cancer.
There you go.
It probably did.
The paper
Probably did.
Like to read
It's a
it?
conspiracy. See,
Right?
now
Right.
I'm
So,
going to start
was
my
it-
own cult about elephant poop curing cancer.
Right. Okay, I have a question.
I might have an answer.
Do you think that it was like between friends, like, look, dude, I fucking bet you $100,000
Like
that
two
you
guys
cannot.
just sitting there going-
Yes, the way Scientology was invented. Okay.
Maybe.
Do you think that's what happened.
It's
like,
quite possible.
I bet you.
Like they were smoking
fucking
weed,
rich people.
talking bullshit.
Smoking
yeah.
weed. Yes.
Like that dude that fuckwit that he interviewed, who's like real prominent about it.
Yeah.
He's rich. You can tell he's rich because he acts like an asshole.
Yeah.
Not all rich people are assholes, but he acts like one of those arrogant asshole rich people who thinks he can fucking just. He's making money off of this, and that's why he's continuing it.
Right.
And that's I totally fucking believe that.
I bet you that you can't get the people to believe that the Earth is flat. I don't think you can do it.
I don't know.
And then you do it.
Probably.
And you've got a third of the fucking people that are growing up to be adults to believe it.
Bacon, Galileo.
Look at Scientology.
1600s.
Look at Mormons. They had to fucking look into a hat.
You have to look at the same demographic that these people, a third of the 18 to 24-year-olds, which I would probably take a educated guess and say that those same third of 18 to 24-year-olds seem to think that capitalism is bad and that communism and socialism is good, and they don't know the devastation it wreaks on societies
because what they see in the news.
Yes,
all they know is what's on TikTok. All they know is what's on YouTube. All they know is what the news is giving you, which is exactly what we were just talking about with COVID.
And
it's gone now that we have a war.
Right. And they've never, ever, ever talked to somebody who actually lived in one of those types of countries.
Right.
So they have no fucking clue. And these are the same people that'll walk around with their iPhones and talk about fuck capitalism. Well, bitch, you're a fucking hypocrite.
Right.
Because you're walking around with your iPhone.
Right.
Have you ever heard of what Luddites? These are people who are anti-technology. They want to go back to the Stone Age.
Okay.
They don't want any technology whatsoever. And that's what you're seeing with a lot of this bullshit.
But they're the ones that have a TikTok that are talking about no technology.
Right. So these people that scream green energy and shit like that, they're technically fucking anti-industrial revolution. They want to go back to pre-industrial revolution.
But then they wouldn't have what they have.
Exactly.
So where we are today is because of the Industrial Revolution.
Right. But these people are stupid enough to think that they would be in charge of something if it went to that point. They don't realize, just like Karl Marx had said, that they are useful idiots. These people are, they're just fucking stupid. All right, let's finish this up.
That if you're going to say something and you think what you're saying is true, then no matter how obvious you think it is that it's true, you should still test it.
Yes.
There could be something fooling you one way or another.
That's what scientific
is. So if you want to say Earth is flat,
that's actually called scientific method.
Right. That's what he does.
And
you prove or disprove.
Right. And the only way it's proven is through empirical evidence.
You have a hypothesis, then you have a theory.
Right.
Yeah.
And you use empirical evidence to prove your theory.
Correct.
And if you have enough empirical evidence, then it becomes a law.
Then, for example, lunar eclipses. What's a lunar eclipse? If your face is the brilliant sun.
Thank you.
And this is Earth, and the moon is over here. The sun is always casting Earth's shadow into space. It's always there.
This is very important right here.
Obviously, okay? It's just a shadow.
It's a shadow.
The moon
it's just a shadow
occasionally
shining on blackness.
A shadow in darkness.
A shadow in darkness.
So the moon occasionally passes through that shadow.
Right.
And if you see the shape of Earth's shadow on the moon, it is always round. Always round.
Nice.
If Earth were flat, sometimes you get like a flat shadow.
Right. Ooh,
and we've never seen a flat shadow.
Right.
In fact, it is a segment of a arc of a circle, no matter the orientation of the moon and the sun. And the only thing that makes a perfectly circular shadow
is a circle.
Be something that's perfectly circular.
Perfectly spherical.
Spherical.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the only thing that makes a perfect circle shadow every single time is a perfect sphere.
Right.
Okay? No matter what angle you shine. Whereas a disc, it would only make a perfect circle if you lined it that way.
Right.
And then
you have to look at the face of the disc in order to get the circle.
The circle.
But here's
Every
the other thing too. The Earth is not a perfect sphere.
But why is the moon like a toenail sometimes? Why is it not like a flat piece of
Right.
But
the Earth actually is an elongated sphere.
Correct.
It's more of an ellipse. Because the forces of gravity and centrifugal force and all the different forces on that sphere, that globe, squeezes it down.
Right.
It's got a bulge in its
But
pants.
it's this way, not that way. It's this way.
It's got a bulge in its pants.
Nice.
If any other angle,
you get
shapes.
something of another
The
shape.
Greeks knew this.
Right.
All the lunar eclipses they said, oh my gosh, we must be in a round Earth. This is thousands of years,
Before
2,000 years
Columbus.
before Columbus. Exactly.
Right.
So now if the Earth is round, how big is Earth? You might want to check for that. There's a famous experiment conducted by Eratosthenes. Eratosthenes. And there are two cities in the old world, and one of them, they knew that at 12 noon on a particular day of the year, that the sun was directly overhead and you could see the bottom of a well.
Oh, okay.
You don't run around looking at the bottoms of wells.
No.
Because the light doesn't it's just, no.
Doesn't get down there.
Doesn't get down there.
How can we use this observation to see if Earth's surface is curved? We needed another well. Turns out we can't see the bottom of both wells at the same time. What might explain this? Well, there are two possible explanations. First, we could have a flat Earth with the sun that's small and close by, so that the light hits the second well at an angle. Or second, we could have a curved Earth with a sun that's big and far away, so that all the light comes in parallel, but only one well at a time is lit all the way to the bottom. Turns out with just two wells, there's enough wiggle room for both explanations to fit our observations. Eratosthenes only had two wells, but what if he had added a third? With a third well, it doesn't matter where the sun is. No flat Earth model can explain the angles of all three shadows, but the spherical model explains it all three angles, with ease.
And to do this experiment, you got to measure the angles. Greeks had the angles.
Yeah.
Okay, in fact, geometry translates to Earth measurement. So one last thing, which should be obvious, if you pay attention and think about it. If you send a ship straight to the horizon, eventually it begins to disappear until it's no longer visible beyond your horizon.
Right.
And you should ask yourself, what kind of surface would produce that result?
The ocean.
If it's
the ocean has a ramp. It's like a parking lot. The ocean has a ramp.
And it's an elevator.
It's an elevator. Then you get to a certain point, and they just like going down.
Seafarers knew this.
Right.
And so, however flat they would have imagined the Earth to be, they couldn't have accepted it to be completely flat, because otherwise you would never not see the ship. Okay. Also, if I just tell you, Chuck, walk due east, okay?
Right.
And don't ever stop.
Right.
I just turn around my chair and face this way, and eventually you're going to come back.
Right. And you'll probably be about 150 years old. 'Cause I am no Forrest Gump. That is how long it would take me to run the Earth.
For me, the fact that there's a rise of flat earthers is evidence of two things.
Okay.
One, we live in a country that protects free speech.
That's actually kind of awesome.
That's awesome.
And two, we live in a country with a failed educational system.
Yes,
that's true.
That one hurt.
Our system needs to train you not only what to know, but
to
how
ask
to think
questions,
about
right?
information and knowledge and evidence.
So here's a little thing that I noticed. If you've ever gone to college, they teach you have to take a critical thinking course in college. Why don't they have that course before college? Does that make any sense?
No.
That's a course that you should probably have in like fucking 5th grade.
Right.
And slowly throughout your career in school add more to critical thinking. Because there is no critical thinking going on with people anymore.
Right.
They will take everything that they hear at face value. If it sounds right or it touches just the right feeling to make them feel special, they'll fucking believe it 1,000%.
Right.
And that is bad. That is
But
so
our children
fucking bad.
are learning what other children are telling them on YouTube or on the shows that they're watching.
Right.
So when Finn will come out and he'll tell me something, I'm like, okay, let's think about this. What do you know as of today? And he goes, well, that didn't sound right to me, but it's because such and such said it. I'm like, well, you have to question everything.
Yep. And
Think
if it
for
doesn't
yourself.
sound right, it probably isn't.
Probably not. Think for yourself.
If you don't have that kind of training,
We love science.
You'd run.
I have to reiterate that, though. If it doesn't sound right based not on your ideology or anything else. It just naturally does not sound right. Without any other type of influence, it's probably not right.
Right.
Because you know what? I could say something that you might not agree with, and it might not sound right to you, even if it was true, and I could prove it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you could say something and I'd be like, no, that's not right. That doesn't sound right. But if you could prove it, like fucking flat out 100% prove it, okay. But then again, you did your research and you showed it's the same standard.
Around believe anything.
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 And if you're interested in learning more about the Earth, the Sun, and how the fact that we're hurling through space at what is it, 17,000 miles per hour? Is that what we're going? Did
you just pull that number out of your?
I did. You know where I pulled it from. So you should consider all of this and consider checking out Brilliant, whether you are an adamant defender of the Earth's curves, or a professional scientist or a lifelong learner. Brilliant helps you master concepts of...
Brilliant's a really cool website. I've been there. It's really neat. It's awesome for people who are into math and shit like that. But I gotta tell you, man, flat earthers get my fucking goat every time. I hate them so much. It just makes no sense to me. It's like listening to an adult kindergartner.
Right.
Who has this completely fantastical fucking idea of
or an
how the
8th
world
grade
is.
education.
Yes.
But still with the 8th grade education, you should still, like all these things he's saying,
I agree.
you've learned.
I agree.
Finn's learned.
Yes.
Question everything.
I gotta tell you, this was a good start for this fucking season.
Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let us know.
I love
thedeadtimeradio@gmail.com. Let us know how you feel about this episode.
Yes,
if this
and
is
if
what you
you're a
want to
flat
see.
earther, come
you're a
at
flat
me, bro.
earther.
Come
give
at
us,
me.
Tell us.
So yes, that is the end of our show. It's already been an hour. Jesus
It's been an hour, dude. Yeah.
Send us an email at thedeadtimeradio@gmail.com. Check out our website. Subscribe at thedeadtimeradioshow.com. And we will be back again next week. See ya!
Love ya!